Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to My Hero Academia. You know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my description. You will find a link, or two links. Replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy the reaction. Once you've done, feel free to come back here to hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now there was an interesting one. Not so much action as the last ones, but funny and entertaining, at least some of it, and a bit more insight in some of the characters. So let's go through it. We started off with the argument which we ended off in the last episode already. The question, as a student, should you go, in the end, vigilante, on your own terms, trying to rescue Bakugo? Especially thinking about that some of them here in the picture had the problem with the police that they fought Stain, which they are not allowed to do. They are not allowed to do superhero work yet. They're still students, so they're not allowed to use their quirks in the full potential outside. It is restricted in the end. So they got off of this problem because, well, in the end they helped the police and everyone. So if I remember correctly, it was Endeavor that was acting as though he did everything, so that no one realized it were the students. So they're not allowed to do it, and they did it again, by the way, once in the case of Midoriya. So there might be consequences just in legal, in the meaning of legal reasons, that they will have to suffer when they go on. That's one thing. The other is, which is Ida's point of view, and I completely understand it. If you go in there, there's a high chance that you might lose and be hurt, or even killed, be captured as well, and everything. As he says it, they are still students. Yes, they are really good students, no question. They're impressive. I mean, I love their quirks, but they are not pro heroes yet. It's not. There's so many things in there. It's about their power, their ability to use their power, as we see in case of Midoriya, who is pretty damaged right now, pretty hurt. But other stuff like mental health, like are you able to go through stuff that heroes have to go through from time to time? Are they aware of consequences? Do they have an eye on their surroundings, that there are no civilians who are being hurt? And stuff like all this, you know? So, yes, I agree with Ida here that it is not a good idea. I mean, I completely see their points. Yeah, no question there. It's a friend who needs rescue. No question you would want to jump in. But there are pros. There's the police who's on it. Which, I think if they would know what's going on, that all those pro heroes are gathered and everything, they would possibly stand back, but they don't know, so they jump in. We had multiple persons talking against going there. One of them was Tsu, which I liked, and I already said it there, the voice of reason, and no one wants to hear it. You know, it's yeah, what else to say? Then we had everyone leaving, and the doctor came in and talked to Midoriya about his injuries, and those are severe. In my opinion, he got off lucky. Seriously. If you look what his arm looked like after the fight, and you remember the one time that he overdid it, and he has a permanent effect of it, just a slight one, but still, this time I would have guessed it would be even more severe, in the meaning of maybe he wouldn't be able to use the arm properly, or I don't know, or has to carry it in a restraint for multiple weeks, stuff like that. But he has the huge benefit of having Recovery Girl around, who will possibly just, I don't know, when he sees her next time, she will possibly just smash him with a chair, or no idea, because she's really doing over hours for him. So the problem is that his ligaments are about to rip, to dissolve. They are overused. They are being stretched too much. In the end, they are dying. You know, they are being destroyed by his use of power, the so-called hysterical strength. Yes, I know of that one. I guess we all heard of those typical urban stories about hysterical strength. That was the one that he even mentioned, the doctor. These stories of a mother lifting a car of her kids. And there seems to be some truth to this. So there are those moments when by adrenaline and by history, you are able to perform superhuman strength things. And as the doctor said, if you do that, it is not good for your body, because your body is not meant to handle such strength, to do such things. Otherwise, we would be able to do it all the time, I guess. So this is what he used. And I see the reasons he tried to save Kota. There was this moment when he knew that Kota was about to die. Someone, a civilian, someone, a kid at that. So that's why it triggered in. And I like that. So I can see it, but as the doctor said, 2 or 3 more of such deeds, of such power moves, and the ligaments will be gone. And that's it. He cannot use this arm anymore, which will possibly be for like every limb in his body. Right now it is just this arm, so if he would go in with the concept of like the tournament, where he used one finger at a time, he could go like, well, this time I use the other arm, then I use the other leg, you know, stuff like that. But in the end, he's destroying his body right now. So we know it is about training. The main problem that Midoriya has is he does not have enough time. All Might inherited the power in the past, and he was able to grow into the power, to learn how to use it. Midoriya, I'm pretty sure, will be able to as well. But the problem is that right now the villains are acting so much, are so aggressive, are so jumping in. So he doesn't have those, I guess, like 2 years, the time in the UA that he would need to grow to his power and to learn how to use it properly. So the question here is now, and that's an interesting one. If you know that when you use this power, let's say 2 more times, you know, you can use All Might 100. You know, the one, whatever he said, 1,000,000% thing. You could actively use it. And there are those situations where you see, if I do it now, I will save someone. Let's do it in the extreme. It's 2 more times that he saves the kid. But the price will be that he will never be able to use the power again. Yes, I know it would be the arm, but you know what I mean. Where do you go with that? Because if you would have... And that's a tough one. So you save 2 kids and are never ever able to save anyone again. Or you let those 2 kids die, and in 2 years you will be able to save many more kids, as example. Who's that to choose? I mean, in the end, I'm pretty sure there's no question for me that Midoriya would save those 2 kids right now. Because, although it would be in the long run bad, he is just a good soul and he cannot let anyone die, you know? So we all know where he would go. He would do it, and he would rip off his arms if needed. But that's the thing here. If you are a person with heart, a person with soul and feelings and everything, you will have to take the first choice always. It's not that you have a choice. You will do it. If you are a cool, cold and planning person who thinks just by logic, then you would take the second one. Because just by logic, it would be better to kill hundreds or to save hundreds or thousands of kids in the future instead of 2 now. That's it where we are heading right now, and I'm kind of afraid we will have this moment when he has to make a choice like that. We will see. Okay, so back to the hospital. He got a letter from Kota, which I liked a lot. It was a nice one, especially the first one. Sorry, I punched you in you know where. And he got a call from his mother. And this call already shows you where the villains are going. And it is being shown even better later on in this episode. So his own mother, who's proud about what he's doing, what he's accomplishing, is asking him, do you have to go to the UA? It's this, what about going to another school? It is this problem, the villains are attacking specifically the UA, the flagship of hero schools, the number one hero school. There are possibly dozens of others, if not more. But they're attacking this one school, and this school, in the eye of the public, failed to protect their students. So what's going to happen is the same that he has right now, that the parents are thinking about taking their kids off the school and bringing them somewhere else where they are safe. Maybe, I'm not sure if they will do it, but maybe this will mean that we will lose one or two characters in the classes. It might be, it's a logical thing to do next. Even his mother asked him, so who knows if not others will do the same, who are not like asking, who are more like doing it actively, who are just saying, I'm taking you from the school to somewhere else. So the villains already won one step. They cause doubt in the hearts and souls of the people of the society, especially of the parents of the children, no question there. But we can see it everywhere. Everyone is doubting if the UA is doing a good job. And so that's the first step, what they are heading for. And then we had the police calling in superheroes, and they called in a lot of superheroes, interesting ones, pro heroes. Edgeshot was the one I mentioned in the intro, which I have seen standing with the teachers and didn't realize who it is, or she is, who he or she, I think. I'm not sure if it is a female or male. We had Gang Orca. I can only guess what his powers are. If it is a him, I mean, he looks like a male, but being an orca, it could be a female as well. So I just guess his ability is that he creates water and swarms in as a gang of orcas and rips his enemy to pieces. That would be cool. And we had some others driving in as well, which, by the way, was an interesting theme. If you think about it, when we think about superheroes, we are always like Superman flying, and everyone like jumping on top of roofs and helicoptering in or stuff like that. But we had a picture of two pro heroes driving in a car. And there might have even been a traffic jam, That's because not every superhero has the ability to fly or to jump on rooftops. So it's very fitting, and it's a strange thing to see because it feels just weird, So they brought in many pro heroes. Endeavor, we know that All Might is in the boat, and many, many others. Jean-Baptiste Arc as well. So there are two things here. The one thing is, if all or many known pro heroes are moving somewhere, I'm pretty sure the League of Villains will realize it. Because most of them have people working for them and with them. They are part of companies, So there will be multiple people for each pro hero, knowing that the pro hero is right now busy with something else specific. So if one of them is a spy or is being watched or whatever, the villains will know for sure. They are gathering somewhere. And I mean, they're not stupid. They know something's happening. So that's one way they will possibly realize it. And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure they are waiting for it. They are not, as I said, they are not stupid. They planned this attack, and they will be aware that the society, in this case, the police and the pro heroes, will have to answer the call. The villains made a statement, once again, by attacking. So if society, and in this case it is the police because it is their job, will have to want to react, they will have to make a statement. And as long as the villains are hiding, they cannot really do it. They can just, patrol the city. So they are very well aware that they are searched, and I think they know that the pro heroes are coming. And I had this in the past, they have warp gate. They can simply warp out all the time. So I don't know where this is going right now. I think it is a trap for the pro heroes, and that would be the next statement, you know. First thing, you attack school kids multiple times. You make a statement, your schools can't protect your kids. Society is already a bit shattered. Then you lure some of the major heroes into a trap, possibly killing them, you know, or at least defeating them. You make the second statement, which is, and your pro heroes cannot keep up against us. That's it. You know, that's it already. The society is built on the heroes, is built on this pro hero status. If you can show that they are beatable and everything, that might be a problem. So this is what I guess where this is going. It's a trap. We then had the students leaving, and Ida tried to stop them. I think he made a point. He made it very clear. There are multiple things here he stated clearly. The one thing is, he punched Deku. And for a moment, I was thinking about that Ida was making the statement of, you can't go out there because you cannot fight at all at the moment. You cannot even beat me. And I'm not one of the villains. They are possibly better than me in some cases. So that was something I was waiting for, but he didn't. It was just a punch because he was enraged, you know? But it is true. I think right now Midoriya is not able to fight. One thing. He made this statement, although he didn't specify it there, that if you go out now and something is happening, everyone else will suffer. All your classmates, your family, your friends. And that is true. This is very likely to happen, you know. We have 5 of them going out now. I'm not sure if all of them will return. And if so, think about it. What if they are able to reach Kachan and are able to save them? What if they rescue Bakugo? Okay, but what if one of them dies doing it? What does it mean for them? What does it mean for the UA? There was another point of Ida. When this goes wrong, the UA will be in even more trouble. And yes, they will. And last thing, what will it mean for Kachan? What will it mean for Bakugo? If he knows that one of them died rescuing him, or was major injured. I don't know what, you know? Many options there. So I see this being possible. And I'm kind of afraid of it. Right now, I think I would know who it would be if I watch those 5s. But let's not spin this too far. So, I agree with Ida, and I still think it's a bad idea. However, they got him in by saying that they will not fight. So they're trying to do it undercover. They're trying to do a sneak in and rescue thing, which right now is not possible the way that they are keeping Bakugo watched. But, well, okay. Which brings me to, if you want to sneak in, if you want to do it silently, why not take those 2 heroes you have in training who are really good at that? You have one person who is able to hear everything by plugging in. That would be the perfect person now to find him in the city, number 1. Number 2, you have another one with arms that he can create with dupli arms for more ears and eyes and everything. You have 2 reconnaissance heroes. Why don't you take them with you? Those would be the best choices. Right now you have someone who can do extraordinary things in case of Deku, but possibly right now is not able to. You have someone who's coming along because he doesn't want you to go. You have someone you need because she's the one that has the receiver. And okay, she has the powers to possibly adapt to every situation. You have someone who just is infuriated because his friend was taken, who is, by the way, my number 1 pick for dying, as I said. And you have Todoroki, who is not stealthy at all. Sorry, all his abilities are just damaging. he can do the freezing, which would be possible an option to freeze the enemy and then run away. So we will see. Okay, so they just want to sneak in. Then we had a jump over to the villains, and there was one thing that was said, that major incident is about to begin. So there is more. He already planned ahead. There's more going on. There will be more happening. As I said, I think that's it. It is a trap. Or maybe they just blow up the police station. I have no idea. They mentioned the fact that Bakugo might feel bad about being rescued. Okay, sure, might be. I had the idea that maybe, although the whole idea of the students is a bad one, it might be beneficial in general. Because if it is a trap set by the villains for the pro heroes, it might very well be this trap is activated by Bakugo's classmates when they try to rescue him. So by doing so, it might be beneficial. It might be an option where this is going. Just guessing for the next 1 or 2 episodes, that they here walk into the trap, and thus the trap is then realized when the pro heroes arrive, possibly like minutes later. They will be rescued by the pro heroes, which will have heavy consequences for them. No question there. But it will save everyone in general. It's just a theory. And then we had this nice scene. So all of this was very, I'm not saying depressing. It was really heavy on thinking, on estimating where this is going. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. So we had the supermarket scene, which was just, what the heck, funny. Which caused this interesting picture here. I mean, okay, I don't even know where to start. It just is wrong. It's just so wrong. They look strange, to say the least, but not bad. You know, they are very characteristic now. And as it seems that they went there because Momo just wanted to go shopping. So she just wanted to go into the cheap place for shopping where she was never allowed to go to because she's a rich girl. And she evaded the question why she didn't create stuff, because it is bad for the flow of money if she creates things. Yeah, well, okay. So she just wanted to shop in a cheap place. I like that. It's funny. It was a short moment of funny, and it lifted the spirit, which was good, which was, in my opinion, very well done by the creators of the show to put it in there. So we went from a very deep and dark scene and a lot of thinking to just a what the heck and funny moment, and then to the end, once again, we went deep and dark. We had the apology of the UA school, of the teachers, and even the director. Mr. Aizawa in a dress, in a tuxedo or something like, without mask and everything, looks, well, kind of normal, you know? I didn't realize it was him on the first one. And we could clearly see that the society is rooting against the UA right now. We had this already in the last episode, that this was going to be. It's a little bit too one-sided in my opinion. I'm missing the voices of reason on the other side. If you have a group of people there are always some who will say, wait, they're trying to put us against them. Shouldn't we support the UA? But then there's this nice saying, I don't know, I think it is in English as well. If you want to have the general IQ of a mob, you just take the lowest IQ and then lower it by the number of the mob people. Or decimate it, whatever, by the number. So a mob is just stupid. However, you could see that the villains very much liked what was going on, and it is part of their plan. So they're turning society at the moment against the UA, but their goal is not to destroy the UA. They want to shake society in general. So that is just one first step. And they put up those questions. So, what is a hero? What is justice? And is this society just? Which is a good one. Which is a really deep question, one worth discussing and thinking about. So, what is a hero? Is the major question of this series. We had it since the beginning. You know, is a hero someone who has a quirk, or is a hero a state of mind? In my opinion, it's a state of mind. It is the way that you behave and that you act. And seeing that Deku was already a hero before he got a quirk. First episodes, you know. What is justice? Hard one. Because in many societies, justice is perceived completely different. If you have democracy, justice is set in a rule book and said this is justice. We declare this to be the right you have. This is a law. Justice is defined. But if you have like a monarchy or a despotism, let's call it a despotism, justice is what the ruler says justice is. Everyone else can think differently, you know? So that's a good question. What is justice? And is this society just? And from the viewpoint of the villains, it is not. Because they became villains out of what happened to them in the past. They didn't come out of the womb of their mother and said, I'm a villain. Yeah, here we go. Nope. They possibly tried and struggled to be good people in the beginning. And then they were either screwed or perceived themselves screwed by society. They didn't get the chances, or they didn't take the chances properly, and it felt better for them saying other reasons it didn't work out for them. But in their opinion, society isn't just. Which brings me to the main problem right now the UA has, and the pro heroes have. It is the one problem that if you have a look at DC, at the DC universe very often, why, as example, Batman is working the way he does. In the moment when you are a hero in the spotlight, if you work for the society as a hero, doesn't matter here that you're being paid or whatever, what it is here now, you have to go by a specific set of rules. You are not allowed to kill or hurt innocent. You shouldn't be destroying too much buildings. So collateral damage is something you have to avoid. If you do too much collateral damage, it is bad. We had this in the DC universe, Batman v Superman, and the Superman movie before, where he destroyed half a city. So it's this, you're not of help if you are causing more damage than you do good. And then there's the question, what is more? Once again, from whose perspective? If you are rescuing a child by jumping in front of a truck, stopping it, you smash the truck. It is destroyed, and maybe the driver is injured. Let's say he's not killed, but he's injured. So you, like the Hulk, jumps in front of a truck, stops the truck, rescues the child. Everyone's like, yay, he rescued the child. What about the truck driver that's injured? What about the owner of the truck? Who's like, who pays for that? I'm pretty sure that an insurance will say, well, that's not in our insurance plan. So, from his point of view, the superhero did bad. He would say, couldn't he have snatched the kid off the street and let the truck go? There we are. So, you will have to look for rules, while a vigilante doesn't have to. Thus, he is followed by the police because he doesn't keep on the rules. He's a vigilante. And if you are a villain now, who's not just going for a bank robbery, like, Penguin or the Joker in the beginning, but if you're a villain with a plan, if you're a villain who wants to either destroy the hero or shake up society, you just attack those rules. You do not attack the hero directly. You do not attack like a bank or like. You are looking for, what do I have to make sure that the hero does that makes him fall? What will I have to do? We had it in the Spider-Man movie with, you have to make a choice, Spider-Man. Either you save the one you love or you save the little children. You give him a choice he cannot make. Or even if he does make a choice, he cannot win. So, and in this position, it doesn't matter what he chooses, he has lost. This is a problem. The heroes have to keep on a rulebook. The villains don't. So in the end, if the villains know that and use this knowledge, they will very likely win. This is where we are right now. This is where this is heading. Maybe. I guess so. Good. I think that's it for this time. Oh yeah, we had the end. Well, Kachan. So this is it, what it looks like when I hit the button accidentally. Let's finish this off. So, well, Kachan. I accidentally pressed the button while recording, and so it's just the last minute right now, which I will put in. I think no one is really surprised that Kachan attacked when they freed him. I mean, it's him, you know, he wouldn't be someone sitting by and just taking his time, although it looked like the last time. So he pushed the hand, he burned the hand of his enemy, and I'm not sure if it is the hand of the father, which would be the reason why he said father, or if it is something else, just a memory appearing when he sees this hand. I mean, he often had this hand in front of him when he had the costume on. But I think to remember when he talked to Deku, he didn't have the hand there, so I'm not sure. Well, whatever. We will see next time, I'm pretty sure. We will have the fallback into the history of him and what happened to him, and we will hopefully, although that sounds strange, have the hand of justice, our 5 boys jumping in, or 5 students jumping in, and saving Bakugo, possibly springing the trap if there is one, and then the pro heroes will jump in and save them. That's what I guess. That's what I hope. I'm a bit afraid that someone will be heavily injured or even die, because it goes more and more into this direction. I mean, the villains are ruthless. They already had the statement of killing someone. So maybe it's happening. We will see. And later on, some episodes later, I guess, we will learn about what's going on with the blood of Uraka. Because right now, I have no clue. Well, that's it. Now, have a nice one. As always, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you the next time, next Saturday. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.